Hello, Pisces. Welcome to Spicy Sunflower Tarot. This is going to be your weekly reading and just a mid-month check-in weekly reading. So I have two decks here. I just want to bring those over and do a split of the deck so that I can give you just an overview message for your reading just that we'll be doing. The Knight of Swords and the Fool. This is you moving forward like you aren't afraid of the outcome. You're moving forward with this boldness, it feels like, this very risk-averse attitude of you want to have that conversation, you want to take that risk, you want to have an open-minded dialogue with somebody, regardless of what the risks could be. Whether they reject you or accept you, you are just intent on moving forward towards that. I'm going to place this off to the side and keep the Soha Mystic Tarot cards. Give those some quick shuffles. I'm going to do a 5-card movie spread, and I've been telling everybody that one of my favorite tarot readers I've been watching him so long. I haven't watched him in quite a bit, but back in the day when I was a regular viewer, I would notice that he used a specific spread that I'm going to do for you today. He called it a 5-card movie spread. And so the first 2 cards are the past, and then the recent current energy, and then the future. So for Pisces, recent past, Justice. Ace of Swords. Lots of air energy, lots of things on your mind. Your current energy is the Page of Swords. Lots of air, lots of things on your mind. Your future. Strength energy, Leo, major arcana for Leo. And your last card is the 10 of Wands. Lots of heavy, burdensome energy. Last card, bottom of the deck, is the 3 of Pentacles. This could have to do with work. This could have to do with building and growing a foundation with other people involved, like a family business, just a family in general, or again, it's your workplace. But I'm going to clarify this top row with the second deck here, which is the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot cards. And we'll clarify that first card out, Justice. Justice is a major arcana card for the sign of Libra. It's card number 11 in the major arcana. It represents truth and balance and justice, clarified by the 3 of Swords. Ace of Swords, truth, new, fresh ideas. Clarify the Ace of Swords. King of Wands. Lots of Leo. Clarify the Page of Swords. That is just fresh, interesting energy as far as investigative, kind of you being a detective, sleuthing out truth. 3 of Wands. Clarify strength. Why is the strength here for Pisces? That major arcana for the sign of Leo, the Empress. And the last card, why is the 10 of Wands here for Pisces? Why is the 10 of Wands here for Pisces? The 4 of Pentacles. And at the bottom of this deck is the Page of Pentacles. So this Page of Pentacles, to represent this row here, really indicates this new, fresh opportunity that you're interested in pursuing. The Page is a messenger of the physical reality, and this Page of Pentacles is looking into opportunities regarding the physical reality. So it's a very naive, like maybe behind the scenes job search where you don't do it, on work computers. You wait until you get home, and then this Page of Pentacles is you looking into things. Or you're looking for a house to buy, but you're doing it kind of very low key. You're looking for a money market to invest in. but you're just doing that very naively, kind of, amateur style. So Page of Pentacles is just an interesting, like, physical reality based opportunity. And as we jump back to the recent past, we have Justice. And that is clarified with the Three of Swords. So there is a lot of thinking in the past that you had to do about whether you were going to bring something forward in a like a formal, official way. Could be you filing a charge through HR. Could be you pursuing something through HR, but all the while it kind of breaks your heart because you didn't want to have to go that route. This could be you filing for a divorce and you doing that. Divorces, no matter if you like the person or not, they're hard. And it's sometimes even harder when you don't like the person, because it's just a reminder, or it feels like, when I have to close this chapter, I'm also closing down any future possibility of success. And that can just be painful in and of itself. But the Three of Swords is us thinking about our heart being broke. And it has to do with something legal, whether it was at work, you had to turn somebody in, you had to file some sort of charges, or it was in the home life and you had to actually go forward into bringing it to court, or getting an attorney and filing charges for a divorce, filing for a divorce, something along those lines. Then you moved into, still in the past, you had this fresh, bright idea. How about if we have this new opening of a way to move forward? How about if we tried this, that, or the other thing? You had a new idea, and it was kind of backed by either your boss or your energy became very self-assured, very confident. You were, this King of Wands is like a master of their passions and their drives and their energy. And this energy encouraged you to push your new idea forward. So if this was you doing it for yourself, or if this was somebody being kind of your backbone and standing behind you so that you could speak your truth, Pisces. Could have been a Leo that was representing you or standing up for you, or something along those lines. Maybe, if you had an attorney, that King of Wands was the attorney, and they went and they presented your truth to, the court, or to the judge, or to whoever. And here in your current position, your current present energy is Page of Swords. So this very introspective, I keep wanting to say intro, but it has something to do with you being introspective, looking into yourself, or looking out to others or other things. It's like a detective, it's a sleuth. It's you looking into things, doing your research, doing your investigation, trying to figure out where you stand now and where you're going to go. What are you going to do now that maybe you are done with this scenario? Now, who are you and what does that mean? And this is clarified by the Three of Wands. I find it interesting that both of these characters are both standing with their back facing us, their face to the future. Both are looking in the direction of the horizon. And the Three of Wands really supports the fact that you are looking out into the horizon, and you know that your ships are coming in. You just don't know which one you're going to get on. It seems like you've got choices, like you've got options, and you just don't know, like your dial is just turning around and around, and you haven't set your dial on a specific place just yet. But you're looking into things. You're open-minded. You are open-minded and researching, investigative mode. As you move into the future, you become very strengthened in your opinion, in your confidence, in your ability to stand on solid ground. And it is a real beautiful energy. The strength is, again, a representation of the sign of Leo. So you could have a Leo entering your world or being a part of your life. But this is also an encouragement of no matter what it is that you did decide you were going to be moving towards in your future, you're doing that from a sense of humility. You're doing that from a sense of taming your ego, keeping your loftiness at bay, just trying to keep your head down and stay grounded. The strength energy is the energy of, if I wanted to, I could rip things to shreds, but I'm not going to. I'm going to keep myself calm, cool, collected. I'm going to tame my ego. I'm going to be very grounded and respectful. And I'm going to stand in my Empress energy, which is divine feminine. Whether you're a male or a female, this embodiment of feminine energy is just an encouragement to understand that you are a very dynamic individual with a lot of creativity, a lot of prolific ability, meaning you can create things, you can move towards your future, you can become the artist of your future, whatever that is. All of this center energy, you looking into where you wanted to go, whatever it is that you did land on, you are going to be very prolific in that environment. If this is you taking a new job, you're going to be really good at that job. You're going to own it. You're going to move like you have so much to give to it. The Empress energy is always expanding, giving birth to things. It's Venus energy. It's beautiful. So no matter where you go or what you do, you're going to make the world a better place. You're going to make a job a better job. You're going to make a relationship a better relationship. You're just going to bring beauty and strength to whatever it is that you've set your sights on as you move to the future. And the last card, the 10 of Wands, it's painful, it's burdensome. And what it really says is that you are finally going to be able to lay your burdens down. You've been carrying all these wands, all 10 of them, on your back. Even though you could have shared the wands and shared the load with other people, you didn't. You carried them all yourself. You felt the burden of all the responsibilities. You felt the burden of all the expectations. You felt the burden of all of the possibilities that could possibly be, and you just carried them on your path. But you are finally, in your future, going to be able to lay those down and end this very painful cycle that you have been going through. And that is clarified with the 4 of Pentacles. And I think what that really says is, once those wands can be safely put down and you feel comfortable doing that, it's going to leave you a little feeling like, now who am I without all those burdens? Who am I without all that crap strapped to my back? Who am I? And it will leave you feeling like you need to be a little protective. 4 of Pentacles is a little protected. And it can be a little bit of a keep people out kind of energy, and maybe that's being done to protect your heart because you don't quite understand who you are without all of that heavy burden that you've been carrying for what I think has been a very long time. So when you finally are able to release yourself from the heaviness of your past, I think it's going to leave you feeling like you need to figure out who you are now without that energy strapped to you. And Pisces, this is your weekly reading. Let me grab those Moonology oracle cards and give you an oracle card reading so that you have an extra layer to your message. These oracle cards, they're created by Yasmin Boland, and they're just messages regarding the placements of the moon. So for the sign of Pisces, we have the full moon in Cancer. A personal issue reaches resolution. Dang, that's good. And we have full moon, surrender to the divine. Beautiful. Pisces, this is Absolutely awesome. A personal issue reaches resolution and surrender to the divine. Beautiful messages. If you want to take a snapshot of these would be really beautiful to meditate on or journal about later. I would just like to ask for your likes, your follows, your subscribes, shares. I'm on TikTok, I'm on YouTube. And if you're interested at all in a personal reading, my contact information can be found in the description box below. Thank you very much for your time and your attention. Be blessed, be well.